More impressive than Scurro and Tabeni slam dunking a basketball, and more entertaining than watching Stephen Kitsoff moonwalk in flip-flops. This is Think Tank powered by Vodacom. I'm Zelling now with Tank Ladding. Tank, I mentioned two Stormers front row forwards there. They've been at the heart of an amazing scrum this season, and it comes back to a question of the week that we've got from Bri-Fi. He wants to know why Stephen Kitsoff is not often mentioned in probable lists. I know we've mentioned him.
Yeah, we certainly have, and I think he's been the form loosehead of the entire tournament. And you know that scrum on the weekend, it was a lot messy about the game. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But that scrum was a thing of beauty, and you know it's just tremendously sad that he's choosing now to go to France. You know, as a young guy, he's probably getting into the form of his life. Beast a little bit off the boil. I mean, Kitsoff's almost a shoo-in.
Right.
You know, we're not sure what we're doing with Kuni. Is he a loosehead? Is he a tight head? So yeah, for me, without doubt, the form loosehead. Yeah, probably a little bit behind him is Jacques van Rooyen and now Schalk van der Merwe of the Lions. Another good scrum. But yeah, it's absolutely been the highlight of the Stormers season.
We're going to stretch it a bit. There was a second question of the week related to, you know, the Stormers scrum is awesome. Is it enough to take these guys to a championship this season?
Stars of 2012, I think. You know, same question, different season.
Right.
And you know, at the beginning of the year, people were just happy to take wins. But now it's amazing how we've gone straight back into that mode where can they actually go the whole way? I mean, the short answer is no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been proven. Teams that score tries win SupeRugby, and I think that's fantastic. And it's different to the World Cup.
Right.
You know, they just do not score enough tries. I think they'll get. You know, they might if they sneak up sort of a home quarterfinal, whatever they call that playoff series, they might get through that. But you know, one of those Kiwi sides will tear them to shreds.
Right. If you've got a powerful scrum, how is it that you're not scoring tries?
Yeah, $1 million question. You know, and you know, as you said to me very often, I mean, what do you do of a scrum? You get the world's best number 8 to pick it up and get over the game line.
Spot on.
And you know, that's exactly what happened for that awesome Dylan Lates try on the weekend. But yeah, I suppose there's a whole lot more to a dominant scrum. I wish there wasn't. I wish that's all you needed, a nice little right shoulder, 8-man pick and go. But you know, one of the cool things that Heineke Meyer said right at the beginning of his tenure was structure the unstructured. And it could be seen as a negative thing because you think, oh my word, Boykie, you know. But if you think about it a little bit more deeply, and it's exactly what the Crusaders do, is that they try and structure the unstructured. And that, I think overseas-based coaches, they try and prepare players for situations. So I think whereas in South Africa, it's red zone, blue zone, green zone, you have a certain amount of players in certain parts of the field.
Strike moves.
Yeah, exactly, or lack of them.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I coach with two guys who spent 3 months with the Crusaders, and there they prepare players for situations and then allow them to make decisions based on
right.
that. You know, and I was very fortunate to have been coached by Alan Zornach when I was playing for Province B. And already then, you know, and it was a hell of a long time ago, you check how great I am. But, you know, he was talking about getting your arms through the tackle, getting the pop, and he would prepare us, even the fat oaks, to try and have skills that improve what you do at the breakdown.
Right.
The other thing that I see is not happening in South African rugby is support from depth. You know, last week we went on about the forward pass. I mean, what is it? It's got to go backwards.
Absolutely.
But I see a lot of players now not supporting from depth. You know, another famous coach of mine, Basil Bay, it was a big thing. And he got it ingrained into us, is that you support from depth, because the guy running off the ball is the guy who's actually got the eyes for the rest of the game.
Yep.
You know, if you ball in hand, you can't always see everything out there.
No.
So, yeah, and I just kind of feel that that's where we're lacking in coaching in South Africa.
Right, more than just the coaching issues, the travel factor. I think one South African side has won overseas this year. The Kiwi teams are dominating the log-on-log points. I think they're top 3. The Hurricanes are probably going to have a home semi and a home final. Can a South African side get over those hurdles? If we find these coaches at the last second to improve everything, can they beat that?
No, look, it's too tough.
Yeah.
You know, and it's now but that, you know, this Flimin charity system where each of the teams has to have a representative in the final series is really being found out now, you know, because you've got 3 Kiwi sides that have got more points than the Aussies and the South Africans. But yeah, to your point, it's too far to travel. It's too much of an ask to go away and win a semi or let alone a final. So yeah, I think this year it's let's bow down and say well done to the Kiwis.
Do you think that the South African sides connection to a percentage rugby game might help them in a playoff situation where the idea is to win at all costs? I understand that teams that can score tries get to finals, but is the brand of rugby maybe shifting in the playoff stages of competitions?
I don't think so, and long may it continue. You know, I think every year the side that's almost played the best attacking brand of rugby, the more ball in hand kind of rugby, starting from the Crusaders right at the beginning of the tournament.
Yeah.
But now, even when the Reds won, they played the best brand of rugby that year. The Waratahs are playing a great brand of rugby. It's much more ball in hand stuff, plus they've got a good scrum. So, and as I say, long may it continue. I think, I think Super Rugby will be about the teams that can score tries, and a lot of them.
Right.
And that's why Stephen Jones calls it basketball rugby. But, it's entertaining.
Nice work, Tank. That's it for this week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to keep the questions coming. We had a whole bunch of questions coming at the last minute this week. We'd like some more for next week. Use the hashtag ThinkTank and make sure you go check out vodacom.co/rugby. Until next time, ciao.